it's time to do more work on the Cobra. I'm doing little things here and there, getting it ready to set the cockpit tub down on it. As soon as I can get my body buck built, I'm going to be ordering all of the materials necessary to build the body buck here in about an hour or so from when I'm recording this. But in the meantime, let me show you what we've done so far. Primarily, I'm concentrating on little things here and there to tidy up a bit to get ready to mount the tub to the body onto this. As you can see, I've got the plug wires done. As I noted on a Facebook post, I said there's something very, very therapeutic about making plug wires. It allows you to concentrate on one thing, because if you don't concentrate on what you're doing, it's a real easy way to screw it up. Now, Pete from Pete's Snakebite Kit has been really good at assisting me with some questions that I have answered. One thing he noted is he had some concerns as to the proximity of the brake lines to my exhaust system, and I assured him that I had a plan for that. This is what I've done here. In addition to the Cerakote, which significantly cuts down on heat from the exhaust, I've also put in this. It's called Boom Mat, which will further isolate the heat from the brake and clutch lines. And as you can see also, if I can get it under here, I've also got it running throughout underneath the floor pans to be sure that we keep it nice and cool. I'm also going to be putting this hush mat, which is a combination noise reduction and heat reduction. This is just sitting in here right now. I'm starting to mock this up. I had a couple of pieces of that left over from when I did the cab of the 68 F100. So I'm going to be utilizing what's left of that to further isolate heat from the cockpit. And I also, in the meantime, have gotten the drive shaft in. That was received from Josh and the guys at Eastside Motors in Tennessee. I want to thank those guys very much. Very easy way to order that. And also, I've got the ventilation line and the battery cable routed. I've got to go get a torch so I can start using it on those ends for the battery cable, because I am actually out of butane in my current torch, so I've got to go get some more fuel to do the soldering on that. The fuel tank is completely in. I've used the incorrect bolts on the back of it here. I've got to take these out and put the carriage bolts in, which I'm going to do here in just a moment. But the fuel tank is in. We're waiting on a few parts from Hurricane, among them the fuel sending unit and some more of the aluminum, as well as the top part of the fuel cap that goes to the Le Mans cap on the back of the car. One other piece I'm waiting on is a small bracket that mounts the radiator, but I'm not going to put the radiator in, or I can't put the radiator in until I get the cockpit tub in, because the ironwork that goes around the engine bay has to go in after the cockpit tub. So once I get those pieces in from Jake at Hurricane Motors, we will put the radiator in, get the fan mounted up. I'm going to talk to a friend of mine who does some fabricating and see if he can fabricate me a fan shroud for the radiator as well. This comes with a fan and the radiator, but not a shroud, so I'm going to see if I can get him to make me a shroud. Do have to take some measurements on that before I'm actually ready to do that. And here we are on the other side of the car. See if I can get a good shot here. The heat shielding underneath this side as well. I'll show you the package that came in here in just a moment, in case that's something you want to use. And also, I've gone ahead and mounted up the O2 sensor. And yes, I know the O2 sensor is technically supposed to be at a 10-degree angle, but unfortunately, with the way these exhausts are and the premium of space, there's just simply not room to run it that way. So I'm just going to have to take some precautions to be sure that that's not going to cause any problems. But this is the wiring, of course, to the O2 sensor. Got that up there ready to go. This is the PVC hose. I'll hook that up to the vacuum lines as soon as I can. Also got me some vacuum line to get ready to run some of the vacuum lines to the places that I need them. Coming along. The vent hose for the fuel, you can see it started back there on the fuel tank. runs down the axis of this right here. This is not a return line, it is simply a vent line. This is a deadhead system. But see, it's routed around there, and it will mount on the aluminum on the inside of the engine compartment right here in this general area. We'll get to that more here in a bit too as well. Parts are slowly trickling in. I've got radiator hoses on the way, but of course that's not going to be needed until I'm actually ready to mount up the radiator. The next thing I have to do is contact Home Depot, order some lumber, build a body buck, which I will probably do tomorrow, get the body setting up on the body buck, get the cockpit tub in place, and go from there. Stay tuned for more updates coming up. I will be going back to the location for the 32 Ford probably next weekend to do some more progress on the 32. What we've got left on that is simply I've got to replace the pressure switch on the brake switch, because on the brake system that I put in, because it was seeping a little bit. I've already got the part in. I just got to get up there and put it in. That takes about 3 minutes. And then it's a matter of block sanding and priming, and block sanding and priming and wet sanding, etc., on and on and on until the body's ready. Thanks for tuning in. Check back with me. Got more coming.